one. Yo, welcome to the Cover Zero podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Quadri Zayed, and this is my other co-host, my brother, Jelani Zayed. And today on our podcast, we're going to be doing our top 10 quarterbacks. This has been a controversial topic for over the last few weeks. There's been a lot of names coming up. There's been a lot of movement on a lot of people's lists.
Yes.
And I got my list. He got his. We probably not going to agree, but we're going to see how we feel about them. You want to start with the honorable mentions? You want to start at the bottom?
Okay. So first, I'm starting with my first honorable mention. First one I have is Jordan Love. Jordan Love is my first honorable mention at 13. He has all the skill. He has so much potential, but he really hasn't really clicked it together. Yes, also, he doesn't have like a good, considered, like real number one receiver. They drafted Matthew Golden this year in the draft, so I hope he can go into to be that number one guy, and it might take some time. But Jordan Love has all the tools in the world to be in the top 10 conversation and be a top 10 quarterback. My second honorable mention is Dak Prescott as of right now. The only reason is because he's been hurt and he didn't play a whole season. But yes, even so, like with Dak's situation last year, they had no running game. CD was hurt and like the defense was hurt. So like they really didn't have like a good mesh of like them all being healthy at the same time. So this year I'm really high on Dak. I feel like he will go back in that top 10 conversation. And my last honorable mention, I have Baker Mayfield. I almost put him at 10. He had the last two great seasons so far. Even when Chris Godwin got hurt, and he's only Mike Evans really as his really number one. He still got them other guys in the system. He still had put some great numbers. So those are my three honorable mentions. Quadri, who are your three honorable mentions?
All right. Two of our honorable mentions was the same, but I didn't have Jordan Love in mind.
Okay.
I had Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is my first honorable mention, so he would be 13 on my list. I feel like he showed that he can ball out without premier weapons in his offense. Deebo Samuel was hurt last year. Christian McCaffrey was hurt last year. George Kittle's always consistent, but sometimes he's not that premier leading tight end that we know him as. And with his number one receiver being Brandon Ayuk was hurt last year, with his number one receiver being Jawan Jennings, he showed that he can lead that Kyle Shanahan offense without needing the premier guys to like hold him up. Yeah. Now, for them to be, that's why he's not in the top 10. For them to be elite, he would have to have those guys probably. But he's definitely he deserved the money he got, I feel like, and he's a good quarterback in this league who's still progressing. He in year 4? This will be year 4 coming up for him.
Yeah, cause
so I mean,
he's got his contract.
He's still got time to improve, and I mean, I feel like some people sleep on Brock Purdy, but like last year, he showed that he can make some plays in that offense without premier playmakers. 12, I was never gonna put Bake in my top 10. 12 was Bake, and I had Bake 12 because he had his best statistical season last year.
Yeah,
but he has a lot of weapons on that offense that help him with that.
Yeah.
And then he has a lot of turnover-worthy plays, and I'm not big on turnovers.
Yeah.
If you turning the ball over, it's like, you throwing too many picks, bro. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he had a lot of turnover-worthy plays. He led the league with 16 picks. So, I mean, like, that. But he had his best statistical season last year by far. He had, 40-some touchdowns? He was going crazy last year. So, I mean, he still had the stats to be there, but I just feel like there's 11 guys better. And then Dak was my 11.
Yeah.
A full healthy year from Dak, he's easily in my top 10.
Yeah,
but him being hurt last year would just have to drop him out of the top 10 because there were some guys who had great seasons this year. But I feel like a full healthy year from Dak would definitely project him into that top 10.
Yeah.
Easily.
So I will start with my 10th spot. And in my 10th spot, I have Jared Goff.
Okay. I have Jared Goff too. Jared Goff is my 10.
And the reason I have Jared Goff as my 10, he had 3 great seasons in a row, in my opinion. Over 4,000 yards in each one of those. 25 plus touchdowns all 3 of those seasons. He's been his situation. We got to Detroit. like it was like a bad situation. They sent him there to die, basically, as his word says. They sent him there just to be there so they can get Matthew Stafford. But how he helped that Detroit Lions team turned around and be such a successful team. But the reason he's not as higher on my list, because I just believe he has, if not one of the best situation in the league. Two very good running backs. One of them, in my opinion, is a top 5 running back in the league. He has last year had a great offensive coordinator in Ben Johnson. Then also he had just Amara St. Brown, Sam Laporta, a great offensive line. And even with that, in that in the Washington game, that's when the Washington have a good defense. They really didn't, compared to how great that Rams offense has been and how he just didn't deliver in that game. He threw 3 picks and 2 of them was very bad. I just couldn't put him any higher on my list. So I have Jared Goff at 10. Quadra?
Yeah, this is where I got Jared Goff too. I feel like you know what you're gonna get out of a guy like Jared Goff. Jared Goff is like extremely consistent. You know what you're gonna get from Jared Goff. Like the best Jared Goff, 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's a great year from Jared Goff. I'm just interested to see what he'll do in a situation where he doesn't have Ben Johnson anymore, the best offensive coordinator in the league last year. Like Ben Johnson ain't gonna be calling the plays for him no more because he in Chicago. So we're gonna see how Jared Goff adjusts to that. I feel like if Dak had a fully healthy year, Jared Goff might not be on this list. So yeah, Jared Goff is at 10, but I'll see what he does next year to see if he'll like be able to change his placement. But I feel like he's pretty like a solid range for him is at highest 9, like minimum 12, 13. Like he's in that range of quarterbacks. He's not like he doesn't have like elite arm talent. He's not a Justin Herbert type guy. He doesn't like yeah, you know. So yeah, that's 10, Jared Goff.
Okay. You want to start with your number 9?
All right. Some people might not like my number 9, but at number 9 I got Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels had an all-time rookie season. He coming off one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. Let me see his stats over here real quick. Bro had 25 touchdowns, 9 picks, 3,500 yards, 891 rushing yards, and 6 rushing touchdowns. It's a pretty crazy rookie year. He ran away with Rookie of the Year, obviously, because of the Commander's success and him being the head charge of that. He has great arm talent. And he's probably the best run threat in the league outside of that boy in Baltimore. But I feel like I'm not the biggest on putting rookies high on my list. I low-key struggle putting him at 9. Like, he was going to be an honorable mention, but he had such a good rookie year last year. I had to put him in there somewhere. But I'm not the biggest on putting rookies on my list. So if he comes back and has the same type of year and he makes that big jump in year 2, then we can have a different conversation. He might be a little bit higher on that list. Not even a little bit. He might be up there, but for now I have him at 9.
Okay. At my number 9, I have CJ Stroud. Reason why I have CJ Stroud at my number 9 because he had a down year this year. But the reason I feel like he had that down year because just his receiving core just hurt all year. When Nico was getting all this, find that good connection in the first 5 weeks of the season, he got injured. So then it was just Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell. Then a couple weeks later, Stephon Diggs tore his ACL. Then when Nico came back, it was Nico and Tank Dell, and they was doing good. And Tank Dell suffered a ending injury to end his season. Plus, with the bad O-line playing he always plays with, I feel like he didn't have his whole team to really just connect with him this season. But he still, even in that Chargers game in the playoffs, how he just really just him and Nico just finding ways just to push the ball downfield against that great defense in LA last year. So I feel like he will have a good bounce back year with the good rookies they drafted from USC, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like it's going to be another great season for CJ Stroud, like his first year.
CJ Stroud was my 8, so he's not far off from where you have him. I just feel like his sophomore slump wasn't more based on his play than it was on his offensive line being trash, his wide receivers being hurt. Nico was hurt for a lot of the year. Stephon was hurt for a lot of the year. Tank got hurt at the end of the year. I feel like C.J. Stroud's still one of the best young quarterbacks we got in the league. His arm talent is damn near up there with anybody else you can put it up there with. It's almost elite. He's one of those guys that, like, he can change the game just because, like, you always in it if you got C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
I feel like he's one of those guys. And I feel like in the coming years when he, I mean, he doesn't really have a good O-line this year either. But we're going to see if he can, like, navigate that better this year than he did last year. And I see if he can make a jump on this list. I don't see him going down. I see him going up. But that's who I have at 8. Who do you have at 8?
At my 8, I have Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts really, like, these last 2 years from Hurts haven't really been that good, as we've seen since that 2022 year. That was a very great year for Hurts. He finished second in MVP voting that year. But for the last 2 years, we haven't really got the consistent play. I mean, last year, his team 2 years ago, his team got hurt around the end of the season, so they kind of fell off the cliff. Then he lost A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. No. Did he have Devontae last year against Tampa 2 years ago?
Yeah, he did. It was just,
He didn't have A.J. Brown. Then he lost in the wild card against the Bucks. But even this year, when he had Saquon and A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert, he didn't have a good passing season overall. Yes, it went to a more run-heavy scheme, but even with a good run-heavy scheme, that means more slots will be open because that great offensive line, you got a 2K rusher behind you. Even with that, his throw season was just bad on PFF. I think he was 23rd in passing grade, if I'm not mistaken. Then he was like 39th in total. And yes, he won the Super Bowl MVP. Was he 39th?
No, he was 23rd overall, 39th in passing.
Yeah, 39th in passing. That's what I said. Yeah, so he's like that's bad. And yes, everybody said Super Bowl MVP. Yes, that was probably his best game of the season. But even in the wild card round, he was struggling in the wild card round. The divisional round, if the Eagles didn't force them back-to-back fumbles on Matthew Stafford and Kyren Williams, that's a totally different game. Because Jalen Hurts wasn't performing to the level that he is needed for his team. That's what it is. I just feel like he hasn't had those good years that he had since 2022, and how much help he has around him that he has, and he just didn't really like. He has like he's an important part of the team, but like he hasn't really just pushed him over the top basically because how good the team is. But I think he will have a good year this year. We have to see. In my opinion, he might fall out the top 10 because I got some people that I feel like is going to take a good uprising this season. But we just have to wait and see.
Yeah. I got Jalen at 7. So it's not too far off from where you got him at. I feel like this is a perfect placement for Jalen, though. I feel like people who putting Jalen in the top 5s, y'all need to chill. People who taking Jalen out the top 10 right now, y'all got to chill too. Crazy. It's like this 7, 8, 9 is like exactly where Jalen Hurts is. Like he's not elite, but that boy can win you some games. Obviously, you saw him win the Super Bowl. You saw what he did in the Super Bowl twice. I feel like he outplayed Patrick Mahomes the first time. And then the second time, this my homie over here. The second time, he definitely outplayed, bro. So I just feel like his placing is controversial. And people like to overrate and underrate him, but I feel like this is the person placement for him. We've seen Jalen Hurts play at an MVP level. He just got to be more consistent. He had a really, really down year this year, and it's hard to tell because his team was so successful, but that's because of the pieces around him. I feel like any of the quarterbacks that I have above him, and even the ones that Jelani has above him, like I feel like if you put any of them on the Eagles, they all
same stuff happened in my opinion.
Do around the same. Like they won the Super Bowl. The Eagles were so talented last year. It's insane. Like they had the best running back in the league. They got a top receiving core. They got a really good tight end. They got the best offensive line in the league. They got one of the best defensive lines in the league. They got Zach Bond, who's an all-pro linebacker, and then they got a crazy young secondary, who's out there just going crazy. Howie Roseman put that team together on some crazy stuff in like 1 year. So like Jalen Hurts, I feel like he's just not elite, but he's a great quarterback in the NFL. And like I feel like people who underrate him do it a little too much, but the people that overrate him, y'all need to chill. That y'all take that Super Bowl win a little too hard. Y'all gotta chill on that. That Super Bowl was great, but it was one game out of 20 that he played.
Yeah.
We gotta look at the other 20. We gotta look at the other 20. I think you got Jaden a little bit higher on this list, don't you?
Who, Jaden?
Like Jaden Daniels. You don't tell me if he's not next. Don't tell me where he's at, but you got him a little bit.
is my next one. He's at 7. Okay. Jaden Daniels is my 7th spot. The reason I have Jaden Daniels at 7 because when we was going into the 2024-2025 season, nobody had Washington really doing anything. Nobody really expected Jaden Daniels to have this great season. Nobody really expected the Washington Commanders to have a great season at all. But I really feel like the reason they had that much great of a season was because of Jaden Daniels, in my opinion. You see how with Damani Brown, Terry McLaurin, Austin Eckler, like how he just helped other games get better. Like this is like the first time Terry McLaurin has a very good QB, and as you see what he has done with that, it just he was second in receiving touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Then like and how like they just opened up the playbook because now you got a mobile QB, so you have Robinson and also Eckler has them open touches, and how he uses a good rushing threat also. Daniels he also a very accurate quarterback. Also I think he had, if not the second highest PFF grade, I think last year, over me behind Joe Burrow. So that's just very good to see how good he was as a passer. But the only problem I have, if Terry McLaurin is not with the team, or if Terry McLaurin doesn't come back to like week 4 and they have a rough start because he has Debo as his number 1 guy, if Terry McLaurin doesn't get signed or gets traded, I don't know how Jaden Daniels will play without Terry McLaurin. I feel like that's why he was very good because Terry McLaurin is a very reliable receiver. So if Terry McLaurin is not on the team this season, I don't know how Jaden Daniels will be this year. That's just me. So he might get out the top 10 at the end. It just depends what Terry McLaurin does. That's just my opinion.
No. I feel like the team success of it, like quarterbacks are the most important position in football, but I don't hold all the team success on the back of the quarterback. Like I didn't though. 20. Huh?
I say he was the main reason of that push. Like nobody was expecting him to be great.
There's 21 other players on the field. The Commanders weren't just crazy good because of Jaden Daniels.
But Quadri, what was their expectations?
I mean, yeah, but like Jaden Daniels being that guy definitely produced, like helped them, but they still had to produce. But
even so, like even if like I'm saying like if he didn't even play, like it just like how even like he just like encouraged them to be better for like the defense, for example. You see this young rookie guy finally changing your franchise and finally changing your offense. That just makes the team just get better just because of his play.
Is definitely the factor that changed that, but Dan Quinn came in, set a culture. They got a new coach.
Yeah,
he has weapons. Terry McLaurin was going crazy last year. Their offensive line wasn't bad. They had an okay defense last year. It was manageable for them to be a better team than they were the years prior. But you're gonna see later in my list, or you've seen in my list already, that just because a quarterback wins doesn't mean he's this guy who just should be at one. Jalen Hurts is a prime example. Jalen Hurts, he won the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl MVP, but we know like Jalen Hurts has a squad around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, winning
so who's
isn't
your 7?
Winning. I'm big on the wins aren't a quarterback stat. Jalen Hurts was 7.
Oh, so we on 6 now.
Yeah.
So who's your 6?
My 6 was Matthew Stafford. Matthew, he was hurt a little bit last year. but that arm talent, that leadership, the way he helps the Rams don't function without Matthew Stafford the way they should.
They really don't.
And Matthew Stafford, he helped lead them into the playoffs. He took them to the final minutes with the Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. I feel like this year Matthew Stafford and them got something in store for the NFC. And even though he's aging, when Matthew Stafford is healthy, he plays some of the best football in the NFL. And nobody can deny that. So Matthew Stafford is my six. Matthew Stafford is my 6.
At my 6, I got Matthew Stafford also. These last 2 years, the 2 years ago in the 2023 and 2024 season, when Puka was a rookie, Cooper Kupp got hurt. We started for like majority of the season, I think like 8 weeks, and it started off rough. Then like even like these last 2 seasons, they start off like a little rough, 3 and 4. Then like around like the last 8 games, they just go 7 and 1 or like 6 and 2, and like they just all like when the team is healthy, they just on the roll. Like 2 years ago, they took the people that went to the NFC Championship, the Lions, to the last minutes of the game. Even with this year when Puka was out, really, other like it was his Kupp and how he just pushed that offense until Puka got back, and how he almost beat the defending champs, New England Patriots. I mean, oh my God, New England Patriots on treatment, the Philadelphia Eagles. It was just like how his arm talent is still there. And now this year, we got Devontae Adams. So, like, it's going to be like, and with the option routes, I love the option routes. So you have Devontae in the slot, and with Puka on the X, you can do either or. I just feel like when he's getting older, he needed to put more help around him to see that same production. So like with Devontae, I feel like Matt Stafford's gonna have a very good year if he stays healthy.
And it's the same guy who won the Super Bowl like 3 years ago. Like he was going crazy that year. Yeah, like Matthew Stafford is still one of them ones, but him getting older could be an issue. He might move out. Who knows?
Because he's dealing with that back injury. So like
him staying healthy is a question. Yeah, he's already dealing with something. And he like sitting out of practice.
Yeah, so like he might. I think he might be ready before week 1, but it just depends on the reports say.
It's still up in the air with him. So I feel like his arm talent and his accuracy and the level of like how good he is as a quarterback in general just leads him at 6. But if him not being healthy, like he could be higher if he was healthy all the time, but he's not. So, or he could be lower if he decides not to be healthy this year. You know? But we don't see. Okay, we in the top 5 now.
Okay, so at my number 5, I have Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is one of the best arm talents we have in the league right now. And how when he got his new head coach, John Harbaugh, and they just put like a running scheme. So around that Michigan type offense, and still how he just like, even with the running backs he had, J.K., who's the running back from the Ravens? I forgot his name.
Gus Edwards.
Yeah, Gus Edwards. And like he didn't have a great running game, like great running backs. So even with him, and he was so efficient this year, I think he went 23-4 or 23-3.
23-3.
23-3. That was a very efficient. Even with his wide receiver 1 just being Ladd McConkey, and how he got him going, and how he still had a very good offense around him. And so I just feel like he has so much potential. He has so much talent to really be a top 3 quarterback. But as what I have seen from him in the postseason, it doesn't make sense. He was down 20. He was up 27-0 to the Jags. You gotta win that. You just got to. No, I know the defense let up, but as how good you are as a quarterback, you are a top 5 quarterback. You need to win that game. It's no excuse. Yes, it's factors in the game, but you are the starting quarterback. You are one of the best quarterbacks we have in the league. You are one of the best talents we have in the league. You have to win that game. Then last year against Houston Texans, he stunk it up. Them picks was horrible. Why are you crossing out, throwing a cross body to the other side to cross the receiver? That don't even make sense. Like, why would you even do that? What I have seen, he has the talent, but what I have seen in the playoffs, because I do hold playoff games to a higher standard than others maybe, but I just, like, for me, if you, like, the mistakes you make in a playoff game, 3 picks, yes, the Texans is a good defense, but how he just so turnover heavy in the playoffs, I just can't put anyone higher in this list. And also just because even if so, he's not better than the 4 guys up there. I don't care how good he gets. It's like them 4 is like you can't do nothing about it. You can't.
See, like, I feel what you're saying, because Justin's 5 on my list too. I feel what you're saying, and his playoff performances might be. This last one was very iffy. The 3 picks, I think it was 4 actually, but the 4th one was just like, we're down
in the game. I gotta,
yeah, like it was one of them. But like, one of the picks was dropped by the tight end, went straight into somebody else's arms. It was like this is why when we talk about the 27-0 game to the Jaguars, there's coaching that gets involved in that. Why are we not running the ball? We're up 27-0.
Yeah.
There's other things. The defense led up 27 points in the second half.
Yeah.
It's like, or what, 30? Because they won the game. They led up 30 points in the second half. It's like, there's other things that go on in these playoff games that aren't all on the quarterback. Like, this isn't basketball. Like, Justin Herbert can't go out there and play defense too. But I feel like his arm talent alone, his talent is really what gets him up here. And then he was so efficient last year. He was in a whole new offense. It's his first year in a new scheme with Jim Harbaugh. Is it John or Jim? It's Jim, right? I think it's Jim.
Yeah, I think it's
with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, it's Jim.
With his new offense with Jim Harbaugh, and they're run heavy anyway with their new offense that they got. And I feel like he ended up doing a lot with very minimal weapons. Ladd McConkey was his best receiver. Quentin Johnston isn't really that. Who else are we really throwing the ball to? It's like he did a lot with less, and I know that playoff games gonna hold like a sour taste.
A lot with less, huh? Okay. Okay, Quadri.
That playoff game is gonna hold a sour taste in people's mouth, but I can't put him any lower than 5. But I can't put him any higher because, like you said, he's honestly just not better than the 4 people up here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Justin Herbert, I got him at 5.
So I'm gonna do my 4. My 4, I got Joe Burrow. I really want to put Joe top 3. I can't even lie, but if so, I would have just lied about how I do my consistent rankings, because I don't just do it based off 1 year. I do based off a couple years, the last couple years we have seen. And Joe was hurt last year. He was the guy with Rocky start, but they started winning. It was on a good road. Joe got back to it, beat San Francisco. He was doing very good, and something in his wrist and his ligament, he tore that, and then that just ended the season. But this year, Joe, in my opinion, he had a top 2 season this year as a quarterback. You can argue that with 4,900 yards, 48 touchdowns, or 43?
48. Wait.
I think it's 48.
Hold on.
I think it's 48. If not, but he led
the league. It's 43. I'm tripping. It's 43.
43 touchdowns.
He had 45 total.
45 total. Okay. 43 passing touchdowns. Just with that's just so elite. He was first in passer rating. It's just like what Joe does with the offensive line and how he still generates, and with that trash defense, how that defense is not good, and how he just delivers all the time with his situation. I really want to put him at 3, but how I do my consistency list, I put him at 4. Quadri, who's your number 4?
Joe Burrow. I got Joe Burrow at 4 too. He had his best statistical season last year easily. 43 touchdowns, 9 picks. He was just 45 total touchdowns. He is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. With him like
Yes.
not having the arm talent that the top
I feel
three
like he
have.
is the most accurate quarterback in the league, to be honest. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like. It's just
With him
crazy.
not having the arm talent that the top three quarterbacks have, he does a lot with the athletic limitations that he has. He's not Lamar Jackson and he can't run a 4.3. He's not Josh Allen and he's not 6'5", 230 carrying people. Like he's not Patrick Mahomes and he doesn't have that arm talent like Josh Allen too. And then like Lamar Jackson even has better arm talent than Joe Burrow. But Joe Burrow, what he does and how he's so methodical with how he plays the quarterback position, he just plays it so efficiently. Joe Burrow knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. He's kind of like he's Tom Brady-esque in how he plays the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But he had the best wide receiver in the NFL. Like he had the Triple Crown winner last year.
You gotta give him the ball. I
He
mean,
has a
like,
lot.
but yeah, but like, you really can't hoard
No,
it
I'm
because like,
saying I'm saying that he has a lot to work with, and him having that much to work with, the top three quarterbacks don't have that at all. Like not even remotely close.
like as like a receiving core or just like an offensive help core.
I think in general, like as an offense,
Okay,
like
we all know who's the top four is. Out of the four quarterbacks, who has the worst offensive line play?
Joe Burrow.
Who has the worst running game?
Chase Brown was pretty straight last year. I'd
Carter.
say last year it was probably Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. But even so, like even as like a whole team, he has the worst defense out of the four.
I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the offense.
Okay, but even like, so, like, because like the defense helps win games too. I'm just saying, like, I feel like
I'm not. It's not even about wins. Like I said earlier, it's like I'm not holding wins. I don't care about who wins and who loses. It's really about like it's how they play as a quarterback, and I just honestly can't justify myself putting him over these top three.
Okay. So
2 because of the historic seasons they had last year, and 1 because of he's the guy. I can't put him. We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
now let's get here. Who's your number 3, Quadri?
All right. So when we talk about my top 3, if you have my number 1 at 3, I wouldn't be mad at you. If you can position these next 3 players in any position, and I wouldn't be mad at you. Like this isn't like a and I'll be all like I just think the 2 players that I moved above this one dude had such great seasons, and I feel like this one guy just plateaued last year and he didn't win. So my number 3 is Patrick Mahomes, and you got a Mahomes fan over there mad as hell because I got Patrick Mahomes at 3, but it's really not about Patrick Mahomes descending. It's about the 2 quarterbacks ascending in front of him. And it's not, and I'm like I said, bro, we doing these wins and losses things. I'm not with the wins and losses. Like with like playoff wins, cool. Josh Allen hasn't beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game, whatever, right? But like, there's a lot of factors that play into that. Lamar Jackson, his playoff record isn't the best, but Lamar Jackson had one of the greatest statistical seasons of all time. Like Lamar Jackson had a top. I can argue Lamar Jackson had a top 5-10 quarterback season ever last year, and I can't just sweep that under the rug because of this playoff success. Especially when this guy, Patrick Mahomes, 26 touchdowns, 11. This is his worst statistical season since being in the league. And yeah, he won. He went 15-2. They won a lot of games, but I feel like that's a lot on the culture and the system that they have over there. They have a top 5 defense over there. They got like Andy Reid is one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game.
Yeah.
And it's like they went 15-2. They squeezed out a lot of close games, and we saw that this year. But Patrick Mahomes, he ranked 10th overall in PFF grade last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't put the 10th best quarterback according to PFF. the 10th best quarterback in the NFL, 2 or 1 on the list going into the 2025 season. I'm holding a lot of weight on what happened last season, but I feel like, of course, Patrick Mahomes will bounce back. A lot of his weapons were hurt, but the two guys, it's not, like I said, it's not about Patrick Mahomes descending. It's about the ascension of the two guys I put over him.
Okay, now let me talk. Jesus.
Who's your 3 though? Who's your 3?
Before we get to my 3, you said, because I remember you said with CJ Stroud.
No, I said
no. I know, but like I know I'm talking about because what you said with CJ Stroud, and you said how all his weapons was hurt. He didn't have a down year, but all his weapons was hurt. Correct? Did you not say that?
All of his weapons were hurt.
Quadri, but they was happening at certain times. I just feel like they wasn't all there together at once. Correct?
Yeah.
No. Thank you. Now, Patrick Mahomes, right? After he didn't have Marquise Brown at the beginning of the season.
Marquise Brown.
Okay, stop it. By week 3, Rasheed was out. By week 2, Isaiah was out. Those are his RB1, his wide receiver 1, and his wide receiver 2. He didn't have his wide receiver 3, a rookie, a speed receiver. Xavier Worthy was his number 1 receiver.
I would argue Xavier Worthy is their wide receiver 2. Marquise Brown isn't their wide receiver 2.
No, not the season. They was having him in the slot because Marquise Brown was just the better overall
slot
receiver.
Can be your wide receiver 1.
He wasn't going to be wide receiver. Xavier Worthy was a 3.
I'm saying but he can be your wide receiver 2. Xavier
maybe
Worthy
this year, but as last year, Worthy was a 2.
Marquise Brown barely.
Worthy was a 3. He was a skinny, bro. He was skinny. Like Quadri, he was a speed guy. Like, it is what it is. He had to develop because
he was a first round pick
off of his speed. Quadri, he ran 4.21.
Bro, Xavier Worthy's way more than just his speed.
But still, I know that. But like, he had to develop into that earlier than expected.
Go ahead.
But even so, what I was saying. So when Quadri said with CJ Stroud, he didn't have a down year. His players got hurt. So like, you know what I'm saying? So like, when you say that, when I tell you his RB1 was hurt, his wide receiver 1 and 2 was hurt. Even when the O-line was struggling, they had to bitch their left tackle and put their left guard left tackle. And even so, they had to go in and get and trade for a not in the prime D-Hop, still a very solid receiver, but not a good receiver like the other.
But I can argue that I had CJ Stroud lower on the list because of that.
But still, you saying he didn't have a down year.
I'm saying his down year wasn't because of mostly just his play. His down year was also because of the situation he was in. But I still had guys over him that were like Matthew Stafford and Jalen Hurts were both over him. And Jalen Hurts had a down year, but Jalen Hurts is over CJ Stroud because technically he played better than him last year.
Okay, fun fact. When they got DeAndre Hopkins, I think that was like week 8. So we have a 10-game sample size. When he got D-Hop back, then to the end of the season, a solid receiver, 2,500 yards, 20 touchdowns to 3 interceptions.
I feel like
I'm not done talking. I'm saying when Mahomes has simple help, he produces good stats. Yes, his passing grade after he got D-Hop was top 2. It was his passing grade when he got D-Hop was top 2, and when he got Marquise Brown it was against the Texans in the last 2 games of the regular season. He only played 16 games. He had what's it called? He had 2 great games back to back. I'm saying even with Travis Kelce is on the decline. Mahomes didn't have that much help on the offensive side this year. He just hasn't. Kelce's not the same. He doesn't have the good he doesn't have like the explosive receivers like he had a couple years ago with Tyreek. So that really doesn't help him. Yes, he got Worthy.
Xavier Worthy runs
he's not Tyreek, bro. Okay, but even so,
he's faster than Tyreek.
I feel like what Mahomes has done out of the 4 QBs we have as a total, what he has done with that I feel he had the worst situation out of the four this year. The big four. We don't know who big four is. And what he has done, still, yes, close games, but he won the games because of what he has done. It's just the truth. Even when but we get into that when my rankings.
But look, let me rebuttal, because 16 in the 10 in the you said since week 8 to week 17, that's 10 games, 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns,
20
3 picks.
20.
I said 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns.
I said 20 touchdowns.
20 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Yes.
Okay, but I feel like I said earlier, this isn't about the dissension of Patrick Mahomes. This is about the ascension of the two quarterbacks I have above him, and those are the two MVP frontrunners. And I'm not going to reveal their placements yet, because I might not like that either. But I'm not going to reveal their placements yet because we're not there yet. But the two MVP frontrunners in Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. But the seasons that they had last year, when you compare them to Patrick Mahomes's, they're clearly superior no matter what the situation is. And then Patrick Mahomes also didn't. We can't keep that same, Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Like, it's like, I feel like we do that a lot with Patrick Mahomes. Like, he had a down. He didn't play his best football in the regular season the year before, but we all let that go because he won the Super Bowl. And it's he didn't do that this year, and it's like, I'm not going.
Okay. At number 3, I have Josh Allen. I was going to put Joe Burrow in front of him, but how I do my consistency, I look over the most recent years. Really, I'll probably go back 3 years, really. So the last 3 years of play, I feel like he has played at a top 3 level as of 3 years. He can sometimes number 2. So I feel like with this consistency, I have to have Allen at 3. Allen had a good year. He put his interceptions down too. That was one of the big reasons he had a great year. 28 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He had how many rushing touchdowns? Like 12?
Yeah.
12 rushing touchdowns. So he was just the Bills offense was great too. There was, I think, top 3 offensive scoring per game. So like he's generating a very good offense. But the reason I just don't have him higher is because like this what I do, because I feel like we talk about like Lamar Jackson's playoff success, and like we never really look at Josh Allen's because he just loses against Mahomes. That's what I just feel like I just disagree with. Like there's like even like he lost when he went against Joe Burrow 3 years ago. But he didn't play good. Joe Burrow came in there. They just came in Josh Allen didn't play good. Point blank period. He didn't play good. And all the times he played 4 times in the playoffs, 4 or 5 now. 0-5 or 0-4?
It's probably 4.
I'm trying to think because you got the 21.
2019. It's the 2019 one. Last year.
No, there's the. I don't know, but I think it's 5. It's 5. But out of the 5 times they played, I feel like he didn't play Mahomes once. That's just my opinion. Even when the times he had the better team for the last 2 years, he did. Then Lily in 2 years ago, going back and forth. Bills finally get a stop. Okay, Josh Allen, let's get this going. That back-to-back 2 3-and-outs.
But it's like
no, because you saying it's based on the team, but I barely remember those games. I really rewatched those games, Quadri. It'll just.
But it's like, bro, I'm not doing a lot of my ranking based on wins and losses.
But still, Quadri, listen, I know that, but like, when I'm just saying, when you have this Josh, because the last 2 quarterbacks, Lamar and Josh Allen, if you have those 2 quarterbacks over Patrick Mahomes, and like when Patrick Mahomes has, you can arguably say the last 3 years, I feel like he's okay. We ain't gonna get to that yet, but I'm saying that I feel like when you put Josh Allen above him, and what he has shown us, I feel like we don't talk about Josh Allen's playoff success as much as we do like a Lamar Jackson, because like he lost against Patrick Mahomes. He dueled with Patrick Mahomes. But how many chances are we gonna give Josh Allen? Like how many more like close games and like he's winning against 15? How many times? Even no, I'm not done yet. Because even so, even last year, he had chances, Quadra. We watched that game.
We did.
First drive was crazy. Like bro, what you doing? Like,
I think like
no, I'm not done, Quadra. No,
but I'm saying
not.
like Josh Allen, did he get that first down? It looked like he got that first down to me, bro.
But even so, he got the ball back with 2 minutes left.
Bro, it's not an all on him thing though.
I know that.
He
but
threw a
I'm
catchable
just
ball for his receiver to catch. He dropped it.
okay. But I'm just saying we've seen. Like I'm just saying it is. I feel like. Also, I don't agree Josh Allen win MVP. That's just me. 28 touchdowns and 6 picks with 12 rushing touchdowns. I feel like he won it because he has a better record.
All right, but where's
it's just like we were just okay.
Well, Josh Allen is mine too.
Okay.
So I have Josh Allen right in front of Patrick Mahomes. And like I'm not the biggest into holding the wins. Like Patrick Mahomes, like yeah, Josh Allen has played the Chiefs. Josh Allen has played the Chiefs in the playoffs.
But like Q, like this is what I'm talking about, like because like we have this like I don't do it much with Lamar, but like with the consistency about Lamar is how many chances are we gonna give him, correct? Like how many more tries, how many more this? But we don't do this with Josh. No, but listen, we don't do this with Josh Allen because it loses against 15. That's the only reason we don't. That's the only reason we don't talk crazy.
I don't think we should be doing that about.
But even so, not even you. But I know that. But even so, we don't. Nobody says crazy stuff about Josh Allen because it loses against 15.
That's cool.
It's like,
but listen, that's what I know. That I know what you're saying, and I get it because like I don't like it when they talk about Lamar. I don't like, but like I don't think we should talk about Josh Allen either. I don't think either. Like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen play playoff games like probably 10% of their career, maybe even less, is playoff games. We shouldn't be judging. Like I feel like, especially when like you're going against somebody like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it's like how like, and then there's 21 other players on the field, bro. They can't control everything that goes on in the game. Yeah, like this year, Josh Allen made some mistakes late in the game that might have cost them a little bit, but like that doesn't change a full ranking because Josh Allen had a better season than bro the whole season. The entire season, Josh Allen was a better player than Patrick Mahomes. That's a fact. The whole entire season, no matter what, the entire year, easily.
How like bro, like because like he had a better roster, like his team was healthier, yo.
I think
like,
Josh Allen would have been no, bro, no, because
Quadra,
Josh Allen didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver.
Quadra, if he would have had Rashid Rice, if all them players helped you the whole season, bro, it's a whole different conversation.
Patrick Mahomes would have had a better situation than Josh Allen.
Bro,
easily, it would have been easily better because Josh Allen, no matter if Josh Allen's roster was hurt, it would have been diminished so bad, bro. Even without having a lot of players hurt, Josh Allen still didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver. His best, his running back was James Cook, and yeah, he led the league in touchdowns, but James Cook isn't a crazy running back either. Like
he's top 10.
He's not to me.
Oh Jesus, okay.
He's not to me. I'm not gonna lie, and we'll get to that another day. But he's not top 10 to me. And his offensive line is great at pass protecting. They're not the best run blockers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Quadri, dude, they really put in 6 O-lineman sets. Like Quadri, look, that was their whole offense. They went to a more run-centric offense in the playoffs.
And the run game.
No, in the playoffs. They really went to more a run-centric offense to fit Josh Allen's play style. Like, I'm just saying, like
the playoff, bro, and their run game is so good because of Josh Allen. Just like how the Ravens' run game is so good because of Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen makes that run game as good as it is. Josh Allen helps James Cook in a way get his shit off. You got to worry about Josh Allen running the ball too. And it's like yeah, Patrick Mahomes. The only thing you're giving me to put Patrick Mahomes above Josh Allen is the fact that Patrick Mahomes had a bad situation this year where his people were hurt, and he can't beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
No, but like Quadri, even so,
you want me to just forget the entire season that Josh Allen had?
I'm not telling you to forget about the entire season, Quadri. I always said when he had a solid receiver. I said even with Marquise Brown, when he just had D-Hop,
but Josh Allen was still better than him.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Quadri. He had a very, very great 3-game sample size. That's all I'll say. Like when he beat San Francisco, Kansas City, and he has that great game against the Rams. He had the great games against Detroit. He had a 4 great game sample size that really pushed him over the top, the MVP. Correct?
But yes or no? No, I'm not going for that. Okay. I'm not going for that. I'm not gonna lie because those are 4 of the best teams in the NFL, and he beat all 4 of them except for the Rams. I don't think he beat the Rams.
And he didn't get sacked once. That's how I'm just saying. Like he, in my opinion, you can argue he has the second best offensive situation.
But you're acting like Patrick Mahomes out here getting sacked. Hella, he's not.
Philly. Come on,
bro. But that's one game. Bro. That's one game, bro. Philly was gonna dominate them regardless. It was gonna happen regardless. But like you bringing up, that's one game. But in the other 20 games that the Chiefs played, their offensive line wasn't bad, Jelani. Just because they moved.
So why did they move Joe Thuney to left tackle?
I'm saying their offensive line as a whole, and when they moved Joe Thuney to left tackle until the Super Bowl, they were straight. They were good. The Bills didn't sack.
But even so, Quadri, because the Bills don't have a good pass rush. But even so, Quadri, I literally said, like, even when I made my Super Bowl prediction, I literally said the reason Mahomes will lose this game because I literally said the offensive line wasn't that good. I literally said the offensive line wasn't that good.
Nah, you ain't. And you didn't say Mahomes was gonna lose the game. You said he was gonna win.
No, I said because I said both sides. I gave both sides a win and both sides.
Y'all don't know he a Mahomes stand, boy. He think Mahomes gonna win through and through no matter what. He with Mahomes no matter the circumstance. And it's like, bro, we not putting your boy number one just cause he be winning, bro. Like all you're giving me is he be winning no matter the circumstance, and that's cool.
I just gave you stats. I will just give you stats.
I'm saying that's cool, and the stats you gave me were cool, but they're not better than Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, and it's not even close.
Because his team was more healthier. Okay.
No.
At my number
even with a healthy team, Josh Allen's situation wasn't much better than Patrick Mahomes's. I'm sorry. It wasn't extremely better. Josh Allen didn't have an 1,000-yard receiver either. Khalil Shakir production and Travis Kelce's production were very similar. They both had around 900 yards.
Yes.
It wasn't anything crazy.
Who had the better offensive line?
The Bills.
He has a better running game.
The Bills, who had a better season, by far.
Quadri, answer.
Who had a better? I said the Bills, who had a better season, by far.
Wait,
who easily had the better season?
I'm not high on Josh Allen's season this year. I'm just not. Like as other people, like I'm not as high.
I don't.
But like I'm not as high. Quadri, Josh Allen, he won that game. He won that MVP off of a 4-game sample size.
I don't think so. I think he won that MVP.
Yes, he did.
I think he won that MVP because he did a lot with a okay situation. And he had 40 total touchdowns. He barely turned the ball over. Your boy was turning the ball over this year. We're not going to talk about that. But
when he didn't have receivers, yeah. Okay.
Still, he's
because I will say the last 10 games.
I'm not taking away that 8 games just because he didn't have D-Hop. I don't care.
He didn't have Rashee Rice or Marquise Brown, nigga. I mean, Quadri. Like,
and when them boys came back,
what happened? And what happened?
They won playoff games. But Patrick Mahomes wasn't just out there. You act like he was putting the team on his back. He wasn't. He wasn't.
Okay.
But
let's get to my number 2.
My number 2 is, of course.
You already said your number 2.
It's, of course, Josh Allen. But I got to state, like, you want to over here argue about Patrick Mahomes all day.
Quadri, you gave a reason why Allen was 2.
But still, like, Patrick Josh Allen being my number 2, y'all know who my number 1 is. And I feel like my number 1 should have won MVP this year, but I understand why Josh Allen won MVP. That's all I'll say.
And my number 2 is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson he should have been back-to-back MVP. I'm gonna just keep honest. He should have been back-to-back. Should have been back-to-back MVP. Lamar had just improved so much as a passer, and how he got so efficient of throwing the football. Him and Aaron Rodgers are the only 2 QBs ever have 4,000 yards, 40+ touchdowns, and less than 5 picks. That just is so a great job by Lamar Jackson. Even with the talks with him later, like early in his career, how he wasn't a good thrower of the football, how he was just a good quarterback in general, and how he just elevated his play, got better each year, year by year. Even like he doesn't have the best weapons. He doesn't have a great number 1 receiver, but he still just produces, still produce. Yes, he has Derrick Henry in the backfield, but he still produces. But like, if you had Lamar at 1, and Mahomes is 1, but if you had Lamar at 1 and Mahomes at 2, I'm not mad at it, because how great, even like what Quadri said, like I feel like Patrick Mahomes hasn't descended. I feel like Lamar, even Joe and Allen just extended, just didn't meet. Like they're all like on the same tier, but when you are on the same tier, you have to nitpick. That's what it is. You do that. You do this with all the greats, even with like Peyton and Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like we just have to nitpick when we get to the greats, because that's how you choose which ones is better. And Lamar's my guy, but these playoffs games, man, I can't. I just it gets me so bad because I'm such a big fan of Lamar Jackson. And like even last year, yes, Mark Andrews, he did bad. I even said I put most of the blame on Andrews, but we can't have 2 turnovers in the first half. We can't like the forced fumble. You guys just gotta know where you are. You guys gotta know where the edges come from. You just gotta know that. That's all. And like even so, after that, he really made up for the mistakes. Even when, like that last 2 minutes, he threw the ball to Isaiah Likely on that 2-minute drive. Got down, got in a perfect position. And also, I feel like John Harbaugh is really, in the offensive coordinator, is just really holding Lamar back sometimes. Even in like the playoff games. Like 2 years ago against Kansas City. Why are we letting Lamar run the ball? Even with Lamar, sometimes like I feel like these last 2 years, he's trying to just change the narrative. It's like, yes, I can win with my arm too. But like at sometimes, like even in that Kansas City game, Quadri, you guys seen like he had those open lanes, but he's want to sit there and just trying to find an open guy. And like you got the best legs and get the best legs in the league, Lamar. Like we need that. Even last year, I feel like we have Derrick Henry in the backfield. We see how much the Buffalo Bills just run the ball with James Cook and Lamar Allen. Maybe you want to conserve Lamar's Jackson Barkley throughout the whole season, but like the playoffs are like the time like to just put everything on the table. You got the best backfield in the league with Lamar and Derrick Henry. Why don't we just run the ball, run the football, read option, power, like use. That's what we got Derrick for. That's why like why don't we just run the ball? I sound like a good blocking tight end. Mark Andrews is a good block tight end. Why don't we just run the football? Why Derrick Henry's only got 17 carries? He should at least have like close up to 30. I don't care like how you win it. You just got to win the game. And I feel like, well, I'm very high on Lamar Jackson, and he's my number 2. He I was thinking, but like he can't be 1. He just can't.
Yes, he can.
And
yes, yes, he can, because he's my 1. He's my number 1 quarterback in the NFL. So
my number 1 is Patrick Mahomes. Now, let's talk about Patrick, because Quadri just thinks I'm just some glazer. I'm not no glazer. Mahomes is my favorite player, but I promise you, like I keep it real. These last 3 years. 3 years ago, he loses Tyreek Hill. Everybody, the narrative, how would the Chiefs look? How would the Chiefs do? Bam, bam, bam. He gets there, 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, MVP. went to the Super Bowl, played the Eagles. Hurt ankle against Cincinnati, beat Cincinnati. He went to Philly. No, he went to Super Bowl in Philly. And in my opinion, outplayed Jalen Hurts. That's just me. Next year, didn't have a good regular season. 11-6, wild card. They were a wild card team. Everybody's saying, "Oh no, the Chiefs can we trust the Chiefs in the playoffs? How will they do in that playoff run?" Because I don't just do games. That playoff run by Mahomes in 2023-2024 season, that I feel that's very impressive. Get in there at home, they beat Miami. Go into Buffalo as the underdog. The first time against Buffalo as an underdog. Go in there, has a great game. Has a good game against Josh Allen. I played Josh Allen again. Then, yes, the number one defense in the league, Baltimore Ravens. And yes, that was a low-scoring game, but he made the pivotal moments to win that game. Then we get to Super Bowl. Now Super Bowl goes down by 10. Second half masterclass. 3 touchdowns in the second half. So when we go into the 2024-2025 season, I feel like it's Mahomes, then 2, 3, 4. I feel like it was like a gap after he got his third Super Bowl. I feel like Mahomes, what he done with less, and how he floor raised his team, what he has done with less. I feel like it was just a gap. So in the 2024-25 season, Joe, Allen, and Lamar uplifted their play so much. I feel like they just closes the gap. And because Mahomes didn't have the best year, but I feel like he still had a very great season overall because of what his situation was. Quadri. He literally, in my opinion, had the worst situation out the 4. He did have the worst offense situation out the 4 quadrant. Yes, he had Andy Reid, but Andy Reid out there making the dang plays. He ain't out there constructing the offense. I know we got to give coaches some praise, bro, but he ain't out there making the plays. He ain't out there throwing the ball. Okay, we try to do something with Tom Brady and Bill, and we see how that happened with the Tampa. So it just. How I look at football, and I do hold playoff games higher because regular season you have 17 games, you have little ifs and bad games, but you have it next week to really next week and get over at home. You got another week of football to play. Playoff games, you have one game to be at your best, and anyone when it wins a playoff game. You got to push everything to the middle of the table. There's no one, I mean no one, I would rather have or rather bet on than 15. That's just what it is. Because a reason I hope playoff game is so high, as I said, you have one game to be at your best, one game of planning, 1 week just to be at your best. And when it's playoff time, even with Quadri, Quadri would tell you this. Quadri knew what Buffalo was going against Mahomes. He knew. It's the truth.
But bro, look, are you done? Holy hell!
Yes.
Are you done? Shit.
Okay, I'm done, bro.
You've been on this monologue for the fucking longest. Damn, shit. We get it.
I'm good.
Mahomes is one. I got you. And I'm not mad at it.
I give my reason.
Because if I had to take anybody to win a playoff game too, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes as well. But the NFL season, the NFL isn't just the playoffs, bro. That's
but even so, I understand that. Talking. Okay, go talk.
And my phone finna die, so we gotta hurry this shit up. But okay. You see how you had to go back to 2022 to really get your point off? Because if you really wanted
to... I didn't.
Yes,
I wasn't on 2022 that much. I was really talking about 23 and 24.
Nigga, you barely talked about this year.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Whatever. We really did. We had Mahomes at 3.
Lamar Jackson is my number 1. Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the NFL. Lamar Jackson had the a top 5, top 10, arguably top 10, top 5 quarterback season of all time easily. 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 4,000 yards, 900 rushing yards. It's like, come on, bro. He had 5,000 all-purpose yards and only what 4 interceptions with 45 touchdowns. Cut it out. It's like that's one of the best seasons ever. And I know sometimes when we talk about the playoffs, you only got one chance. You got one. It's like whatever, bro. Okay, cool. But I'm not gonna take that one game sample size and forget about.
But sorry, Quadri, I'm gonna cut you off, but like that's just my problem. Like that's what playoff games are so much higher. That's what we hold. That's what we call Brady the GOAT, bro. That's it's what it is.
No,
because
we
you
call
have
Brady
one
the
game.
GOAT because he got 7 rings.
I know, but even so, playoffs, you gotta be at your best at one time each week. Each week you get one chance.
Each week
it's not tomorrow. It's not no game.
And
two.
if I had to pick a player to win the Super Bowl, if the season started in the playoffs, I'm picking Patrick Mahomes. Cool. But if I'm choosing my best quarterback in the NFL, I'm gonna pick the player who had the best season last year. Easily.
Okay.
By far.
Okay. And which quarterback played the best in postseason? Mahomes. It is Mahomes. It's Mahomes.
I mean, there's other guys. Jalen Hurts had a great Super Bowl.
No.
Josh Allen.
See, like,
and it's like this postseason is 3 games, and it's like there's so much more to football than Like I was talking to you about this yesterday, Jelani. Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna take it back. This isn't me trying to talk about Patrick Mahomes. I'm just giving you a game and an example. Patrick Mahomes in 2020, in the 2020 Super Bowl, that brother had 2 interceptions before they started coming back against the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't talk about that. 1, because they won the game, and 2, because Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP. We gave him Super Bowl MVP because he led that comeback and because they won the game. But when he also had his supporting cast help him, his defense didn't let up no touchdowns in the second half. His running back went for 150 and 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce was going crazy. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes doesn't deserve that Super Bowl MVP because he does. Patrick Mahomes deserves that. But when we have a situation like Lamar Jackson, where Lamar Jackson he has an interception in the first half, a bad pick. He fumbles the football, bad fumble. But then he leads his comeback, and it's a very similar way, but one just loses and one just wins. I'm not okay with not looking at the circumstances, and I'm taking that game.
So why don't we do that with Brady?
Why
don't we do that with Brady?
We do.
In 2014, 2014, down by 10 against Seattle.
Bro.
No. We don't do that with Brady. We don't do that.
You know why we don't do that with Brady? He has 7 rings.
But Quadri, no, because we don't do that with Brady. We went against the Seattle Seahawks. We don't do that. We don't against the Falcons.
It doesn't matter. We could do that with Brady all day. He still has 7, Jelani. It doesn't matter.
And Mahomes,
I'm talking about the best
got
quarterback
3
in the NFL right now. Right now, it's Lamar Jackson, and it's not close.
Okay, but that is the end of the first episode.
Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the league. Bro. Cut that shit out.
But I really hope you enjoy this episode. We will be back next week with another list, maybe. We got to see. But thank y'all for watching. Our stuff, our Instagram, our TikToks will be on the bottom down here. Really hope you enjoyed this. Shout out your TikTok, Quadrico. I know you're gonna make a video soon.
Yeah. My Instagram, TikTok, Cute in Sports is gonna be at the bottom, like he said. Y'all gonna see it. We got a Instagram for this podcast, a TikTok for this podcast, Cover Zero Podcast. Hey man, first episode. You might not agree on a lot of stuff, but we gonna debate. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
This nigga be tripping.
No, you be tweaking, bro. But yes, and my TikTok is JNoBall3. I'll be on there. I post mostly every day. I talk about the preseason, postseason, even regular season. I really just talk about football. Even with college football in the off season goes, I'll go watch film on college football players and I'll talk about them too. So I really hope you enjoy our content. Also, our stuff gonna be on the bottom again. Real happy you watched this episode with us. I hope we see you again next week. Peace. Okay, Q. Ugh.